Saturday Social is powered by EA Sports FIFA 23 with PlayStation.
Time now to move on to what's trending. The viewers know the rules by now. The guests will get a minute to debate 5 of the biggest trends from this week in the world of football. What's first up, mate?
We're going to start with last night's action in the FA Cup, where, of course, Manchester City progressed through to the 5th round after that 1-0 victory against Arsenal. Lots of people talking about this being a sort of prelude to the Premier League ties, and lots of people after that saying that Manchester City are still the best team in England. So that's the question we're going to ask our guests. 60 seconds. Are Manchester City still the best team in England? Rory, come to you first. Let's go.
Yes, they are the best team in England. That's not me saying I think they'll win the league. I don't think they'll win the league. I think Arsenal will win it. But I think in terms of the best collection of players, the best manager, the best tactician, that is still Manchester City. The way that they can pop it around, they are the only team in the league that I truly believe could go on a ridiculous run. Like, they are capable of winning the next 15 games in a row. And I don't think anybody else is capable of that. So as much as I don't think they'll do it, they are still the best team in the country.
Dave?
It's simple. Arsenal are top of the Premier League, so they are statistically the best team in the league right now. I think you look at what they've got in terms of their squad, I think it's more complete than Manchester City right now. I think the forward line is more diverse. Goals come from everywhere. Martinelli, Saka, Odegaard started scoring goals. You've got Nketiah who's turned up. But then you're thinking Gabriel Jesus and Zinchenko would do a job for Manchester City this season and think would improve them in certain areas. I think Arsenal have just got a lot more to their game right now than City. I think yesterday's FA Cup game was obviously a pre to the Premier League games, but they'll be different matches. You're thinking with a fit Arsenal squad, they beat Manchester City, and that's why they're the best team in England.
Oh, for that time.
Perfect
professionalism.
Next up, again, a story that has been doing the rounds on social media. Big story in regards to Everton. Sean Dyche looks set to be confirmed as the new manager of Everton. So this is the latest. Fabrizio Romano tweeting Everton very close on appointing Sean Dyche. Obviously, of course, Frank Lampard losing his job very recently. So it looks like Dyche is the man to come in, and something is needed at Everton, isn't it, when you look at their recent results. We can have a look at them now. So this is in all competitions, and they've only won... Well, they've only drawn, should I say, 2 of their last 10 in all competitions. So the question that we're asking our guests today for trend number 2 is quite simply, will Sean Dyche keep Everton in the Premier League this season? 60 seconds on the clock, Dave.
No. I'd love to say yes. I think Sean Dyche is the right man for Everton. I think if Everton can turn themselves into the Atletico Madrid of the Premier League, a very difficult team to play against, it's going to be great. The issues, though, I think, is there's not enough goals in that side, but defensively as well, they've been very, very open. But the big problem is that Nottingham Forest bought Chris Wood. Chris Wood is the perfect player for Everton, for Sean Dyche. Only Sam Vokes has scored more goals under Sean Dyche in Football League history, but unfortunately moved to Nottingham Forest. They were too slow to get the deal through the line. If they got Chris Wood, they stay up.
Ooh. I don't think they can stay up either. That's not a reflection on who Sean Dyche is. I think Sean Dyche is a top-tier manager and at doing what he does, possibly the very best in the game. But I think that Everton are just all over the place. It isn't about Sean Dyche. It's about the running of that club. How can that club spend £500 million quid in the last 5 years and end up with that squad? The squad is threadbare of quality. There's no goals in the team. It doesn't feel like there's any leadership, and it feels like the club is actually at civil war.
Oh, the professionalism of the timings today. Absolutely sensational, lads. Let's move on to trend number 3 then. This one is about Marcus Rashford, who is in outrageous form at the moment. You guys might have seen this graphic doing the rounds on social media. It's, of course, 10 goals in his last 10 games in all competitions, taking his tally to 18 goals
Couple of assists
for
as well.
the season. Yeah, just startlingly good form. So the question we're going to ask you guys is very simple. Is Marcus Rashford the most informed player in the Premier League right now?
Undoubtedly, yes. He's undoubtedly the most informed player. He's the best player in the Premier League at the moment. On form, he is virtually unplayable. You look at how well he's doing every time he's given an opportunity. It looked like it went a bit wrong, and Eric Ten Hag deserves a lot of credit here as well. But you know, when he got dropped from the starting lineup against Molineux, he didn't sulk. He used it as something to inspire him. He comes on, wins the game for his club. Look at what he did against Arsenal. The magnitude of that fixture, and to do it to Thomas Partey. He is totally unplayable. He's in the form of his life, and it's a shame he didn't play for England more, because who knows?
I'm going to say no, it's Erling Haaland, 25 goals more than Chelsea, but then I would be lying. Marcus Rashford is in the form of his life. 10 goals, of course, as you mentioned, the most of any player in Europe's top 5 leagues since the World Cup. He obviously joined the record with Dennis Violet of 9 goals in Old Trafford, consecutive games. The guy is flying. He is unplayable right now. His goal against Nottingham Forest midweek was ridiculous. Picking the ball up on the left wing, deep in his own half, beating players, finishing with his weaker left foot. The guy is absolutely flying at the moment.
Yeah, it's great to see as well, but that was brilliant to see from Dave. Great to see Marcus Rashford absolutely bossing it. Next up, I'm glad we're talking about this man, because we're talking about informed players, so from one informed player to the next, and I'm really pleased we're talking about this man, because Nick Pope has been phenomenal this season. Another clean sheet. That's 10 clean sheets in a row. So my voice went quite high there. 10 clean sheets in a row is incredible. And after the 1-0 win against Southampton, his teammate Bruno Guimaraes, also having a good season, had this to say about Nick Pope.
I would like to say thanks for Nick Pope. He has been brilliant for us. I think he's the best goalkeeper right now in the world.
How about that for praise? Anything you'd like to say back?
Shut off, Becky. You okay, everything.
Best keeper in the world.
10 clean sheets in a row. It's ridiculous.
And worth putting out as well, because sometimes they say they're great saves as well, obviously, in that. So the next trend, quite simply, is Nick Pope the best goalkeeper in the Premier League right now? You love a stat, Dave. What do you think?
No. It's got to be Alisson. The amount of 1v1s he's saved this season. But if you look at post-shot expected goals, he's saved Liverpool 8 goals. That is a humongous swing. If he hadn't saved those goals, if he acted like an average goalkeeper, 32 goals conceded for Liverpool in the 19 games, which ranks them 15th in the Premier League. Not only has Alisson made the saves, but he's got an assist. One of 3 goalkeepers that's got an assist in the league this season. That swings it to 9 goals for me. Best keeper in the league for me, Alisson.
No, I agree that it isn't Nick Pope, but I don't think it's Alisson either. I think it's Aaron Ramsdale. Nick Pope is doing brilliantly, but I think it's because of the system. Eddie Howe's done so well. He's gone over to learn from Diego Simeone, and he has set himself up and learned how to work a defence in the model of Diego Simeone. So the improvement from Eddie Howe is having an impact on the keeper. Aaron Ramsdale, though, is just flawless. He's starting Arsenal's attacks. He is the difference for so many points. You know, if you swap goalkeepers in the North London derby, you swap results. Aaron Ramsdale, undoubtedly the best goalkeeper in the world. His distribution is elite.
In the world? You went to Aaron Ramsdale there.
In the league.
In the league. In the league. OK, fair enough. He has been absolutely spectacular so far, this Aaron
There's the ding.
Let's go on to trend number 5 then. This one's about Harry Kane. Lots of talk about his future. At the start of the week, being linked to Manchester United. At the end of the week, David Ornstein coming out and saying that he is considering signing a new contract at Tottenham. Of course, his current one runs out to 2024. Adam Smith, very excited about this news from David
I would sign a new
Ornstein.
contract at Tottenham if it was me.
OK, but what do the boys think? Should Harry Kane sign a new contract? 60 seconds on the clock. Rory.
Of course not. Of course he shouldn't. Has he not learned from his mistakes? He's made this mistake before, and it's cost him massively. He is an elite footballer, a true great of the game, and yet he has nothing to show for it. Harry Kane has never scored a goal that counted for anything. Literally none of his goals. He scored loads of goals. None of them have ever counted
all the
towards
North London
anything.
derby goals.
What did it count for? What did it do? What did it earn?
Winning North London derbies?
Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. He's so good. He needs to do a Teddy Sheringham. He needs to go to Manchester United and win some silverware, because he's going to look back on his career with nothing but regret if he hangs around Tottenham any longer. Get out while you still can, Harry.
Ooh, unfortunately, Man United have got Val Veghorst, so they don't need a centre forward at the moment. But I think Harry Kane should sign a new deal. Why not? Record goal scorer in the Premier League. That's in his sights. He's now obviously up with Jimmy Greaves in terms of Spurs goals. His relationship with Heung-min Son. He's never going to get a friendship like that. Doesn't want to go to Manchester United because he's never going to have a friend like that on the pitch. So I'm looking at what they could do if Pochettino comes back as manager. Is there that second sort of phase of Spurs? I don't know. It's a difficult one.
I like it, Dave. And also, a lot of people are saying that winning a trophy for Spurs will mean more to him than winning a trophy elsewhere. So, interesting debate that. I hope he signs. Anyway.
Do you? You don't say.